In the day's other news, the U.S. death toll from COVID-19 topped 356,000, a day after U.S. hospitalization hit a record high of more than 128,000. As infections spike in Los Angeles County, California, ambulance crews there have been told not to transport patients with little chance of survival. Meanwhile, more healthcare workers across the country received their second dose of the Pfizer vaccine. But in Chicago, Mayor Lori Lightfoot called on the federal government to step up the pace of distribution.
If you want to have us bend this curve and give people confidence that they can resume their normal lives, there must be an exponential increase in the amount of vaccine that is available to cities and towns all over this country.
Overseas, Britain reimposed a 6-week national lockdown to help stop the spread of a highly contagious variant of the virus. We'll take a closer look at those new restrictions right after the news summary. The nation's top national security agencies acknowledged in a rare joint statement today that Russia is likely responsible for the recent cyber hack against U.S. federal agencies. They said that multiple government agencies, but fewer than 10, were affected, and that the ongoing cyber attack appears to be a, quote, intelligence gathering effort. They did not disclose which agencies were affected and to what degree. A Wisconsin prosecutor has decided not to charge the white police officer who shot and paralyzed a black man in Kenosha, Wisconsin last August. Jacob Blake was shot 7 times after police responded to a domestic dispute. The prosecutor said that Blake admitted to investigators that he had a razor blade type knife in his hand when he was shot. At a press conference, Blake's attorney demanded justice.
The shooting an individual 7 times while walking away from the officer is nothing less than intentional. We believe that all the elements of attempted homicide were met. We're just immensely disappointed with that decision today.
Also today, Kyle Rittenhouse, who is the Illinois teenager who fatally shot 2 people in Kenosha during protests after Blake's shooting, pleaded not guilty to charges that include intentional homicide. He insisted that he opened fire in self-defense. The Trump administration is rolling back more government regulations in its final days. The U.S. Interior Department today scaled back a century-old law that protects most American wild bird species. Meanwhile, the Environmental Protection Agency finalized a rule that curbs the use of health studies in crafting public safeguards. It will require researchers to publicly disclose their raw data before the EPA can rely on their conclusions. And stocks bounced back on Wall Street today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained more than 167 points to close above 30,391. The Nasdaq rose 120 points, and the S&P 500 added 26. Still to come on the NewsHour, the U.S. sets another record for COVID-19 infections as vaccinations lag behind projections. We discuss the president's ongoing refusal to concede the election with current and former U.S. senators. Pro-Iran militias in Iraq grow increasingly hostile to the U.S., and much more.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.